welcome everyone to the Midnight Social Radio. I am your co-host as ever, Mr. Overlord. With me as always, is Kuro and Dogboy, and we have a new face here. Please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name is Bandy. You can call me Bandy or Bandy the Oni or Bandy the Renegade. It is nice to meet all of you guys.
Welcome, Bandy.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome
Thank you.
to the single. Welcome to easily the most unhinged podcast that you'll ever be in your life.
Well, fortunately for me, I'm pretty unhinged too, so I'll fit in just fine.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's start things off. Mr. Overlord, do you got things?
I have a few things. Oh yeah, the Love Hina mangaka slander.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was on my list to talk about.
I'm
oh.
So
not familiar with that.
let me pull up his stuff right quick. But basically he was at Japanese con.
It was at a French con.
It was a
Oh.
French Japanese convention in Paris or in France. And this ultra uber feminist, was passing around flyers, about slandering him, trying to get him to get him kicked out of the thing.
I see where this is going.
Yeah, and all her, and even somebody translated her stuff for the English person. She tried to say like he's against free speech or something or stuff like that.
Ironic because he's fighting
which
against
is
censorship.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because he's one of the first mangakas that holds a position in the government office and has been pushing for more freedom of speech, expression of oneself, and so forth.
Nice.
And yeah, calling him like a far right, fascist and whatnot, and it's just like no, you don't even the dude himself's like he went back on like the guy who translated, I should say. He went back through, traced her sources. It's like all your sources are ass.
And one trans cosplayer, because people like to think,
Yeah,
people
Akamatsu. You know what I'm saying? Put the dude in here.
And funny enough, a trans cosplayer when the chick was saying boo, she got kicked out.
Good.
Like,
The lady
Yeah.
did the one that was handing out the flyers. She got booted out from.
yeah, or it was actually like a trans cosplayer who was actually co-signing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Where was this?
Um,
I mean, this was in Japan, right? Or
No, this was in France.
France.
oh, in France. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was saying stuff like he was trying to suppress the voices of women, or which is not true, and like how he's supportive of CP cheese pizza, which that is clearly not true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she got fucking booted.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, she actually had she actually was cosplaying as teenager. So if we hold her up to her standards, she was probably making lewd cosplay of underage characters. And judging by her logic, she was making cheese pizza.
Yeah, on her Twitter page, she's actually a cosplayer for Genshin Impact, which has like a huge lolly roster.
Like they have a whole bunch of lollies.
Yeah, that is actually pretty hypocritical. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about like last night, or I think we touched on it, where a lot of these antis, like actual extreme anti-lollies, turned out to be actual advocates of actually pedophiles. Yeah.
Jeez.
Or just terrible people in general.
Yeah, that's fucked. that is pretty messed up.
Like I said, kids, remember my midnight social my listeners. There's a difference between a kid playing in the sand and Connor from Dragon Maid getting DP'd behind the dumpster by knife-wielding hobos.
That or on Epstein's Island. Here we go. I'm unhinged now.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah,
get much
it's
lower?
and this goes for everyone, including you, Bandy. So like how you said, like you're not okay with lolly stuff, and that's fine.
I'm not against it necessarily, but it's like some writers maybe take it a little too far. I don't know how to really put it into words.
And that's understandable.
Mhm.
And like I usually say, like even though it's like I constantly try to protect the whole, or like I play devil advocates for lolly stuff. I personally am not into it. I'm more of the freedom of speech. Like you have every right as an artist and a creator to write whatever you want to write.
Right.
And it means it's like as long as it's not involved any real life person or persons, or even directly hurt somebody.
Yeah, that's generally where a lot of people who make lolly stuff generally draw the line at. Like you can make lewds of fictional characters, however, real people are out of the option.
Right.
So the thing is, and this is kind of where I have like the kind of like 50-50 on, because I mean, with some of the lolly stuff, there is actually some truth with it as well. So like here, let me throw kind of like an example to the wind here. So some people, for example, maybe their mindsets are not exactly like correspondent to their age, or on another note, because I don't know if. Seeing that we're talking about the lollies and stuff, have you guys heard of this woman that was, for some reason, she wasn't able to be fully developed, so like, her growth was totally stunted, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, she was on MTV, I think, but
Yeah.
they made an entire show that was just like making fun of her and everything, just tearing her to shreds, man. It was fucking awful. I don't know how people shit, but the point that I wanted to get to on that is, some people have that kind of stunted growth, and sometimes those lolly characters are, maybe they're not actually kids, they're actually adults. They're still adults, but they just didn't,
Yeah,
Yeah.
genetics were not on
yeah.
their side. So
And
that's
that
like
comes
the
into
other end.
what lolly actually is. It's that it's more so just a body type, not actually like an actual child. Like when I was talking about the root word of lolly come from Lolita, and Lolita, the character herself in the Russian book, was a full grown woman. She just had the statue of a child, like and I remember like during the Uzaki-chan incident.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that one's an issue. So the funny thing is with that though, they're college students though. So in the story, they're actually so like you got
And I actually went to school or college with a couple of these women that look exactly like her. They were short, they looked very childlike, but they had massive budget.
badonkadonks,
Yeah.
barrels, weapons of
like
mass
here's the
This is for the
destruction.
pimps out there.
Ballistics.
like here's the thing, like pretty sure these guys nothing. I'm just, like I said, I'm playing Mobby.
Yeah, he has to multitask.
Yeah. And there are I know there's like the joke. I know it's like y'all probably seen like the whole memes of that one character who's like a 45-year-old woman who's a mother of this one character that's like looks like a little girl, which I have seen like older women that do look like that, and it's wild, and it's like like when you brought that one woman who's stunted in her growth, yes, that is rare, and there are still a good bit of people out there. Like I remember first hearing about from this like what was it, Believe It or Not or something, where there was like this man who's like almost 30, but he looks like a 12-year-old.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It kind of rings a bell. I might have watched that.
Yeah, and so and and it's just, and so yeah, you do have that real world, connection there, and plus, like whenever people rag on the excuse like, oh, let me guess, it's like 1,000-year-old vampire that looks like a little kid. I mean, if you are a vampire, you're going to age slowly anyway.
Yeah.
Like remember that the interview with the vampire or something where no, it wasn't before that with Kirsten Dunst when she was first starting off, but she was literally a vampire.
Huh.
Or
So I never watched that.
Or in that one, there's two movies too of this, like the original and the remake, but it's called Let the Right One In, where it's about this vampire who looks like a little girl, but she's like hundreds of years old, and she would basically convince other young boys to watch over her, be like her servants until they get old and they die. Yeah, and
that's an interesting plot.
so the lolly vampire is not even a new thing. It's been around for quite some time.
Yeah, and
what about that manga, Vampire Blunt?
Bund.
Bun, yeah.
Blunt?
Isn't that like I've seen that in my libraries, but I never read it. And isn't that like a lolly vampire, but like over age?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean blood?
No, it's like
No, I'll show you what he's talked about.
Okay, I was about to say because
probably like Bun or something like that. I can't remember. I've seen it in my library, and I'm like, oh yeah, here it is. Let's drop you an image.
Funny enough,
This one.
oh yeah,
More
yeah.
like,
I think I watched like a couple of episodes of that.
I can see people getting confused on like that must be a lolly because there's no chest, the height.
Yeah, there's actually
Let me see if I
like
can take a peek at it real fast. You said it in the chat, right?
Yeah, it's in the general. We don't
Okay.
have everything in there.
lolly chart.
Oh, yeah. No, don't switch. There we go.
Dundee. Oh, I'm playing.
Oh,
Yeah,
so this guy right here on the top.
Yeah.
So,
And I think we did also mention the 42-year-old lolly who has kids.
Yeah, I mentioned her.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, that is definitely a lolly. I'm looking at the Dance of the Vampire.
Yeah, and then here's some of the stuff. There's like this whole chart too that's like list all these different types of lollies. You got the opie lollies. You have like the
We also call them short stacks.
the short stacks. Yes.
Short stack, yes.
Yeah, those are not lollies. I agree with that. That is, they're not lollies. The one Lily from Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? That one's more like a lolly than anything, but still, she has a plus.
Yeah, but even then, they're still like, especially with the Japanese audience, they're still considered lollies because of their short stature. So it's not entirely that there's their absence of breast. It's more so like do they retain their youthfulness of it? And it's like
I think Hestia stole that thing from a different goddess. So
yeah, I think she did too. But it was like when I was telling about the definition, like the precociously. Let me pull up the definition again. Lolita definition.
Dude,
is a term for a young girl as precociously seductive, and precociously meaning in a way that shows peculiar abilities and ways of behaving as at a much younger age than usual, or being matured than how they look.
Oh, okay. So it does kind of pertain to kind of like personality or like, character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I was about to get into. I was like wondering if like, they act like a certain way. Like, say you got like, for example,
keep in mind,
throwing one in the wind.
Rebecca's also a lolly.
Yeah, Rebecca is also considered a lolly as well, and she's like in her mid to late 20s.
Yeah, yeah. It would be hard to really say that she, like, if we're being honest here. I mean, her behavior, I guess, in a sense, she could be kind of a lolly, but
Well, she acts more like, not gonna lie, somebody I actually know in real life, and it was just it, but yeah, even Studio Trigger themselves, referred to her as a lolly, and when it came to the company that for that made Cyberpunk, they were like, yeah, we can't have her in there because she's a lolly. And then Trigger was like, no, the lolly stay or you're not getting the show.
Like, no, bitch. The lolly stays. Fucking show.
listen here, you little shit. I work with Netflix. You want this show or not? We're putting in the lollies.
The sweat.
Yeah. Plus, like Trigger Studio is like one of the big animation studios, not just in Japan, but it's like practically around.
And keep in mind, they are comprised of ex-Gynex members.
Which which is a big deal. But it's still fun, like whenever like they practically coined the term like Gynexing, which is just like boobs just going on dead or alive physics.
But yeah. And now I am finally happy though that we finally got a new panty and stocking.
Oh boy.
And it's from them. And keep in mind, this was the same team that actually made them, fittingly enough.
Yeah, that was also next on my list to talk about was panty and stocking. Yeah. And I was going to ask, like, do y'all think that it can even survive in this day and age?
Oh boy.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, like I think it can.
Yeah, because like it's a collective. It's just like a 360. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think it might actually do great. Probably even phenomenal.
When did it first air? Like 2012? Because there was a different mindset during that time and era that everyone was cool with, but I'm guessing we might be transitioning back into the middle again of
2012. Yep.
Okay, so well, like you had to kind of think about the zeitgeist about of that era, and think about what was the things that people were
it was definitely during like that the era where you could get away with more stuff, where we were pushing, we were more, if my memory serves me correct, it was more edgy around that time.
They were more lenient. They were definitely a lot more lenient. I think I get what you're saying. I'm not familiar. So I'm going to be honest. I'm not familiar with what you guys were talking about in particular, but
okay,
in a general sense,
filled with people who fucking fucked over Vic.
Yeah, funny enough. Okay, so Panty and Stocking was a 2012 anime that was made in a style that was reminiscent of Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, and so forth.
Okay.
And it was actually made on a drunken whim, and the show, it has to be watched in dub. Like I'm sorry, but this has to be watched in dub.
Yes,
because
it needs to be watched in dub. Much like with Cowboy Bebop, it needs to be watched in dub.
Yeah, I agree with that. I watched Bebop.
Because the story is basically about two angels who fell from heaven, and they are very much selfish, promiscuous, bitches, lack of better word. And they have to kill a certain amount of spirits or ghosts to earn their way back into heaven. There is like a plot there, but for the most part, it's just all shits and giggles, literally shits, and a lot of dick jokes.
Yeah, 15-minute segments, I believe. They're split into two. The
runtime is split. Like the 30 minutes are split into halves. So you got like two 11-minute episodes and one.
And some of them do canonically connect. It's like the thing that Adventure Time was doing, where some plots connect. There's a B plot, but later down the road, I guess. I haven't watched it in a long time, but yes. Maybe
and there's a
some.
lot of references to American pop
Oh,
culture.
yes, that's
Uh,
true.
They literally had an episode of Tom Cruise coming in to put them on trial for some bullshit because they killed somebody's husband or whatever, and then they had a monkey lawyer who turned around to become like uh, uh, Phoenix Wright from
Yes.
the games, which is hilarious. And then they had like a whole episode dedicated to the Transformers.
Oh,
And this is like like the autococks roll out, pull out. It is one of those shows that it's like you just see like the full blunt of what this studio was going for, and this like right before, like I think like right before Kill la Kill came out.
mm.
Oh yeah, so I've been seeing. So actually, on that topic for a second here, I've noticed there's been like a spring up of cosplayers that are doing Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've seen a good bit
Me
when
too.
I was at MomoCon, and nice.
Listen,
Yeah,
While I was at
2015.
as I
Tomba, I
said,
saw a fucking crossplayer cosplaying as battle mode Ryoko, and that shit burnt my eyes metaphorically.
I
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one, unfortunately, but I'll have to take your word on it because if you say it's that bad, then it's like I probably don't want to see it then.
What's bad?
I'm gonna admit that I didn't watch all of Kill la Kill because I was like, oh, I watched up like episode 7. I was like, oh, this is boring. But when I saw the
This
cosplay,
it basically got like I don't blame you because it basically this is started where like the whole joke with Trigger Studios comes in, where it's the halfway point of each of their series, it involves aliens in some way, shape, or form.
I wouldn't be that surprised. I wouldn't be that surprised if some of the writers of Samurai Champloo were on that show.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, we might have to look at who worked on it, but I know it was I think similar to the same team who worked on Cowboy Bebop. I know like the writers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is battle mode Ryoko.
yeah, and it's still
Actually,
like
here I got
yeah,
I
Now
got
and
Cowboy
imagine
Bebop
that,
right here. Let me see.
but a fucking fat ass dude is
oh
cosplaying it.
come on! So it's just like the Misty cosplays that like that
there was
dudes
actually
be doing.
one nice
Oh,
cosplay of Ryoko I saw. Only there was a couple, but it was like this uh I'm gonna stop myself before I get in trouble. But yeah, it was like
in
yeah.
Minecraft.
I mean, the wildest cosplay I've seen or outfits I've seen, I don't even know what they were cosplaying, but it was like literally just a group of girls that had just belts wrapped around their chest and like leaving
In
little to the
Minecraft.
imagination.
In Minecraft.
And
See, I'm gonna
Momocon.
save you here, bud. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, and it's funny enough when you say
Don't worry,
Minecraft, we usually use that as like
we have
self deletion.
Yeah.
code word for that.
Yeah, but
Let's see
Also,
here.
funny enough,
you're welcome for the nightmare fuel.
but funny enough, it's like
Mountain
Kill
Dew's
la Kill,
Nightmare
and
Fuel.
even though it may not seem like it, because it is labeled as a shonen, but I mean the demographic, shonen audience, but it still can also consider like a feminist story because the whole themes of it like being comfortable in your body and self pride and all the other stuff. I mean the title literally like even though we call it Kill la Kill, but in Japanese it could be translated to dress to kill
Oh.
because kill can translate to clothes.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even I think even the Ken Ashcorp fan song also kind of like referenced that.
Yeah, and that's like the cool thing about Japanese, and I'm pretty sure Bandit, you'll probably like understand too, is that like a lot of times the words aren't always for just one thing, and
No.
they're like they have like double, triple, quadruple meanings to them. Like
Yeah,
they're
their system is very complex. Yet, if you're looking at it, so on my phone right now, I actually have my keyboard set up in. I have a Japanese 50 characters, and then I also have the standard English QWERTY QWERTY.
Quirky.
QWERTY.
Yeah,
I didn't
quirky.
want to try to pronounce the thing, but I still butchered it either way. But yeah, no, like certain characters.
Saying what it's like to type in Japanese.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Just a little bit, at least on the phone. I mean, if I get a little bit better at it, obviously it's gonna be like nothing. But coming in like fish out of the water, oh boy, you're gonna have a time. Because there's also characters as well that look similar to other ones, but they don't mean the same thing, and they don't pronounce the same way either.
True.
There's little things you got to look for. Like there's actually a character I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but there was a character that looks kind of like a sideways U, like the top of the U pointing to the left. But that one actually doubles the character. So like if you have like for example, Kakui, which is cool in Japanese. There is two K's that are in the front.
And then you had to pause as you go between the K's.
Dog white. This is the Nikkei character I was talking about. During Midnight Social Arcade.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I also use a Japanese keyboard sometimes when I'm trying to figure out some stuff.
I have a thing on my PC where I can just switch to English or Japanese whenever the hell I want.
I haven't done that yet. I was messing around with the settings on my keyboard, but I just never got into it.
I was gonna try out a thing called Utaloid.
What's that?
Never heard of that.
It's basically just it's like Vocaloid without being Vocaloid, if that makes sense.
What's Vocaloid?
Oh, I get it. I think I get what you're saying then. So it's like you can hear the vocalization, but it doesn't necessarily require you for an input.
That or it's like
You have pictures? Because I'm still trying to like wrap my head around it too.
First, let me get done with this fucking.
Okay, we'll come back to that then.
Quick, fast.
We'll come back to that. We'll do some. We'll look it up later.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So another thing I wanted to talk about is basically how kind of crummy it is to kind of be a male VTuber.
There's male VTuber.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a thing. Well, I'm sorry. Actually, I kind of like. I guess I would anticipate somehow it would be a thing, but
I thought VTubers
I can't
girls.
imagine it being very
like
what is.
You're not gonna win.
Beneficial. Yeah, I can't imagine it being lucrative.
Like you're
that's the word
like
I'm looking for.
I mean, like it can be lucrative. Like it depends on like your character and whatnot, but it's more towards the like how other VTubers treat you. Like generally, like female VTubers. Like
there's a rampant sexism amongst the VTubers apparently.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of them personally.
Yeah, same.
I'll be honest.
And they will often treat them like complete shit because it's a lot like a female hyena, like a hyena pack. The chicks get the top priority.
Oh yeah, you got tits.
Oh yeah, and I've seen it on Amino too. Like obviously, or just other social platforms. Women, and I know it sounds bad when I say it like this, but it's actually true. But they're the ones that pretty much get the cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and that can contribute to like idol culture in general. If you're a female idol, I mean, you got a bunch of stereotypical sweaty neck bears.
Simps.
We'll say simps.
Simpletons.
Yeah, just simps, stereotypical simps, just fropping at the mouth.
Yeah, and that's why
they haven't had a taco.
But it's like when it comes to like for what I gather or understand about idol culture, it kind of like the word, the meaning is like right there in the world idols. Like you put these people on such a high pedestal So so a lot of times, I mean, you're bound to get egos, coming from these, from these, and the time span for idols are very short, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, the best, like, if you really want to go like an in-depth look into idol culture and via anime wise, I mean, obviously go to Perfect Blue or even the recent Oshinoko, because
I need
that
to
really
watch that,
does.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good. I highly recommend it. But one of the controversies I remember hearing about not that long ago was that when it was hinted at or was rumored that one of these VTubers were in a relationship with another male VTuber, and that was not
Oh.
okay.
Mm.
you
Wait,
know?
how is that not okay though?
Parasocial relationships.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess that could be a little bit of
And that comes into like one of the other negative aspects of the idol culture is that a lot of times the fans will claim ownership over these people, and just like like when I was saying, like having on such a high pedestal is that they have to be absolutely perfect, but but the second
Right,
they see
right. So
a
you do one thing, they become a narcissist, and then they, do everything despite you, pretty much.
I guess, yeah, to a
If you do
degree,
something
yeah.
that if it doesn't go to their kind of like agenda, it's like, oh, I
Well,
didn't
they
like what you
basically,
did that time, so fuck you. I'm gonna make your life miserable.
yeah, it's like, yeah, they basically worship like gods and goddesses, and so any sign of imperfections, that just doesn't meet how they perceive their own idols, it destroys the whole building. It's basically like building a golden statue on bronze ankles. It's like
I
just
get that.
one little toss into that glass house of theirs, and that's it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Now, unless you're like certain VTubers that do play on their whole flawed aspects, the crude aspects, like Chibi Doki, for instance. Her whole shtick is that she and her chat are always talking shit to each other. She's always getting trolled by her people.
Oh,
Pippa,
they're always getting
yeah,
they're always getting rowdy with each other.
yeah, or Pippa Pipkin, who's just basically like known as the schizophrenic rabbit.
Oh, okay.
And because she's a head case all on her own. Um
Uh, we basically call. They also kind of call her Discount Pecora.
Oof. Yeah.
That sounds a little familiar,
Yeah.
I guess.
But
That kind of
yeah,
rings a bell.
she's very much like, I guess you could say, like, she's the most redneckish of the VTuber community because
She legit
she's
leaked the chick. She legit showed a chick. One of her fellow VTubers. The Bad Dragon catalog.
or like how she
I don't
basically
even want to know what that is.
Oh, you don't
or
want to know that.
yeah,
That
the
just
bad dragon.
sounds like a red flag automatically.
She is a literal walking red flag. And it's like literally, like she traumatized one of like a Japanese VTuber because she was talking about all
Oh,
the conspiracy theories and shit, you know.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
Tenma.
and then she was on stream one time playing a Pokemon game, sipping real hard over a male character, and then the voice actor was watching her stream,
Oh
and
yeah,
he hopped
Christopher
in.
Yoshi.
It was so painful to watch, but so hilarious because she was talking, she was sounding like one of those extreme stalkers. Like how like she
oh.
rummages through his trash can and shit, and she didn't realize
Hi,
he
I'm
was
your number one stalker.
It's like, oh, did you get a new hair gel? It's not that I noticed or anything, but it's just like I just noticed the different smell and texture. It's like, what the fuck?
Wow.
But she
That's
is
fucking
definitely, but and it's like there's like a running joke about her feet thing, because I think it was around time like the VTubers were
oh.
showing feet to the fans. I don't know what it is with feet with people.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think.
get that.
Dude,
Yeah, I
they're
don't.
disgusting in my opinion. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but
I don't get the
yeah,
kink
but I'm
behind it
not kink
anyway.
shaming or whatever. You just
Like I said,
uh
we kink shame very little things.
just make sure you just You suck up that toe jam real nice and good there, boy.
I don't know how.
Gotta make sure there's
big
some
the-
nice
Here at
color
the
to it
podcast,
too. It can't be
we
tan.
actively kink shame NTR, Guro.
Yeah.
New things that show up. The list goes on.
We also kink shame Scat.
Oh,
and
definitely.
Boar.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie.
Golden showers.
Oh yeah, the delicious golden showers. Gotta feel rich sometimes, even if it's after a giant 44 ounce of Dr. Pepper. Oh, dude, I've I remember having to go one time, and goddamn that smell. You could
I
not
could
forget
taste
it.
the avocado.
Whoa.
Now I'm being reminded of the fucking.
Did you have Chipotle for lunch?
This podcast was.
Now
I
I'm
like
being
the
reminded
smell
of
of
the
peanuts.
Postal 2 Paradise Lost urinal bots.
Man.
You're all right. Hold up. Urinal scented candles.
Oh my god! Stop.
Listen,
That would be a fucking good prank. I'm not gonna lie.
That is unhinged right
Gas
there.
station Febreze.
Oh god, it's not
Honestly,
even Febreze either.
make
It's off
fucking
brand.
urinal scented candles. That will be a good prank for your friends.
this podcast was a
Honestly.
mistake.
And it's like the type of urinals
throw
that
a
you
dye
find
in it.
at like fucking concerts and shit
For conventions.
or conventions. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the convention I went to. I don't know how much I actually touched into it when we were playing Left 4 Dead last night, but oh man, it was very cringy. On Saturday because one of the things they did on on Saturday was a anime blind date thing, and
That's
you
something
know
like
there
you
was.
see on YouTube.
Oh no, this was in person. This everybody was in person in convention. I don't know if they actually did any video footage of the convention. It wasn't that big.
Yeah, but it's
Place
like
they did it at too was hella cramped.
but
Not
it's
gonna
the
lie
kind of
to
thing
you.
that you see when you
Believe it
see
or not,
some YouTuber. Some
while we're on
YouTube
the topic of conventions and VTubers and all that fun stuff. Last year I went to I was at Youmacon and I met Fauna and Mume.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and they actually legit said my name, my real name.
Oh wow.
VTubers, right?
Hot. That's so hot.
These are VTubers, right?
Yes.
I am so out of the loop.
Jesus Christ, Carl, you're making it really hard.
Yeah, I'm a gift tuber, okay? How come where's my praise? Where's my
Now,
fans?
let me put in
I'm
Mume.
toxic. I'm a gremlin. Did you not see my
Type in
last?
Nanashi Mume.
Because I don't have tits, that's why.
I'll make sure to feed you after midnight.
Oh, cute.
And
You're talking
and
about
the
me,
other
right?
one was called Saris Fauna.
There's fauna. And
Um,
that's their handle then, or
Yes.
okay. Yeah, sadly I didn't meet any actual like famous people there when I went. I only talked to a couple of vendors, and then I bought a couple of books, and I played.
I came across like some other upcoming artists and writers. The closest to like a celebrity was Johnny Bosch.
That's still pretty cool though.
I mean, he's actually a celebrity, but
Let's see.
I spoke with Ichigo.
Oh yeah, another thing in my notes that I wanted to talk about is Steam pulling Skullgirls negative reviews.
Yeah, we definitely got to talk about that, but I'll be right back. I get some bathroom.
All right.
But you said it was something about Steam though. I just
Yeah,
wanted to clarify real fast on that. That way I'm fully up to date.
Steam. So basically, to bring you up to speed real fast, Skullgirls removed a ton of its fan service content, which is keep in mind, one of the selling points of Skullgirls, I guess make it make it appealing to tournament scenes, which by the way are a group of fucking children themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Only a Smash Bros.
Call of Duty gamers, pretty much at this point. I get what you're saying. I'm tracking now.
And basically, a lot of the fans did not approve of that, as they should.
Yeah.
And one of the devs actually says like, well, cool, we're getting rid of all the people who it's like basically getting rid of a dirty sock. It was just like, and a lot of people did not fly with that and proceeded to then review bomb the hell out of the game.
Oh. Wow.
Oh wait, I think I just found it because I'm looking at seeing that you brought it up. I'm actually on Steam right now. So Skullgirls, and then there's Annie, and then there's the second encore. Correct me if I'm not looking at the right things, but
I'm gonna look for article.
but it definitely looks like it's anime-esque. Looking at the previews.
Yeah, here on Game Rant, Skullgirls is review bombed. I don't know that.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm back. But yeah, the whole review thing.
Yes.
And how far y'all got so far? While I was gone?
I just brung Bandy back to speed.
Yeah. So yeah, they got rid of like what was it, like 5,000 like reviews or 50,000. I don't know. It was a lot of negative reviews, and a lot of people were saying like it was like review bombing and so forth. But I've seen some of those reviews. I think even like a couple of YouTubers I usually watch, they had screenshots. I've seen some screenshots, and they actually were very articulate. They weren't like oh, they took my boobies away. Total.
It wasn't stupid. It wasn't stupid comments. There was actually people that were actually
there was actually like
details and
paragraphs
trying to construct things. It was like a constructive criticism or a thorough detail.
Yeah, and this to me is like it crosses the line because you basically altered or took away a part of a product that the customers bought with their own hard-earned money.
Mm-hmm.
And so you basically just infringed on consumer and provider, like trust. And so it just like even if like the new creators, because this is a whole new team, by the way. This is not the original team that made the game 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
wrote this as well.
Yeah. It's
this is not the original team. This is
Yeah.
a new team.
Yeah, this is the modern audience team, as I like to call them. And it's like if you didn't like how the original product was, then why couldn't you just make your own damn thing?
Too hard.
Made something new instead of going back through and change what was the original was.
Like I said,
Too
these
hard.
people do not have a single creative bone in their body.
And I know this, like I mentioned, last night, and even other times on here. It's just like, even though I try to stay as central as possible, from where I stand, from where I see, a lot of these shenanigans going on, the censorship, not even just with Skullgirls, even with Lisa as well. They censored.
That's actually what I wanted to put on my list as well.
Yeah. They censored
fucking Soceity.
And then eventually they're going to go to other platforms as well, from PC to Nintendo, and to where they took out an M-rated game with some incredibly dark themes. They took out cigarettes, changed pills to something else, and beer to soda. And it's kind of like,
keep in mind,
what?
And keep in mind, this is all through Sony. And to all the physical media fuckers who are currently creaming themselves right now, you're not safe. It's not safe. It will never be safe.
Yeah, it'll eventually, like, 'cause even then, even with the physical copies, they could still make alterations because that physical copy is copied digitally.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much from what I can understand now, we've maximized the storage capacity that discs can actually carry on them. So anything that you pretty much install from 360 forward is all online. So anything that they make updates of on the game, it's automatically going to install itself. And
Yeah.
as long as you're on the internet.
Yeah, like look at what happened to Warcraft 3.
Never played
Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, same.
I've
No,
heard I'm talking about Warcraft 3, the real-time strategy game.
Oh.
Not too familiar.
So they made a remake called Warcraft 3 Reforged a couple years back, and even if you did have the physical disc, it altered the files.
Huh.
That's what I'm
Okay, so
talking about.
yeah. So that would have to be with that then too.
Yeah, it will never, even if you have the original copy, the original OG copy of Warcraft 3, not Reforged, but Warcraft 3, it's not safe.
So the only way that you can even really, have the product in its fullest is basically just have a console or a product that's like the PS1, PS2, the systems that didn't need the
remember what PT's still alive on some PS4s because what happens is
Really?
they did not connect back to the internet. So it has to be just like you said, it has to be that standalone console where you do not connect back to the internet, you will not get your stuff lost. As long as it has no connection to what they are, you're fine. Just like PT, it's still safe, and there's PS4s that are selling for like a lot of money just because it has that game that never will be seen again.
Man.
And also
That's
keep in
wild.
mind, physical media is a very fragile thing. Cartridges can erode, discs can scratch up, or fucking shatter.
Oh yeah, they could break easily.
So
Same with
yeah,
scratches.
so physical media, you guys are not safe.
And this comes to another thing that I've been hearing from some people were saying that once you kind of sell your stuff to a big name company, they're going to destroy it, and it's like the people who were fans of your
They
original
own
stuff,
you.
yeah, they're not gonna get the good stuff anymore because once you sell it off, your child is pretty much not the same anymore. They'll do whatever they want. They'll sink into their ground. I think I was hearing about YouTuber
And
channels.
it's also through game preservation as well.
It's like the only way that you can really honestly get the original content of a game is just like if you just go to the emulators or whatever or mods.
Pretty much.
Because I think somebody did that to what game was it? Where they basically reverted back to its original state.
Yeah, like I said, it'll never. Yeah, to all the physical media guys, you are not safe. You will never be safe.
Yeah,
I will yell that until the day of my death.
No, I think they understand that. Really is.
As they wake up in the morning, they hear
But even
Sketchpad
then, I
voice.
still until then, I still would recommend getting the physical media. I know it, like you said, Sketch, it will over time erode and corrode, fall apart. But but it just comes down to the question: would you rather, wake up one morning and see that the game that you've been playing, has suddenly changed because developers, had new staff in, and they were just like, man, I don't like how this game was. I'm gonna change the shit, and not even let you know. Or would you rather, have the game in its state, in its whole state until the day it can no longer be played?
Just make a nude Skull Girls and then just bastardize that one. Yeah. Leave the old one alone. Leave the old things alone.
Yeah, which I feel like an indie studio will come out and they will make their own Skullgirls without calling these Skullgirls to be like a big middle finger.
Bone females.
By the
Yeah,
way,
I mean, it was
Kind of
not
like the Atlantic Rim with Pacific Rim, where I mean, the new Pacific Rim that is owned by the new company is a B-rated movie, where on the other hand, the Atlantic Rim, which is actually the B-rated movie, but is actually the good storyline that was made by the original people. So they had to change the name
Oh.
because the good one, like, so the thing I was trying to get with on that was like, they had to change the name slightly that way it wasn't going to be infringing on the previous copyrights that were already made.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Little loopholes.
that reminds me
That's
of
go on.
Fire Emblem. The creator who created Fire Emblem created a different version of Fire Emblem. I forgot what it was called, but just so he didn't want to infringe on the Nintendo version one, he had to call it like there's a podcast on it. We're going dog boy.
but yeah,
yeah. I was also going to say like with the Clock Tower series as well.
yeah,
You know, for anyone, 5 people that plays the Clock Tower series.
I mean, yeah, okay, I heard about it.
Oh yeah, I wanted to the Barbie movie.
I was
Oh,
about
boy.
to run out, so that's on my list as well.
I did, of course. I watched the Critical Drinkers video.
I saw that today too. I was
Critical
giggling.
Drinkers. That's a good name for a channel.
That's it's a Scottish, reviewer, and he's really cool. There's some things I agree with and some things I don't, but he's still I still highly recommend watching his stuff, especially like after hours, because he actually does do interviews and stuff with actual professional, people in the industry. Especially like recently, he did an interview with Russell Crowe.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. And then he had for the Barbie movie, or it was like one of his podcasts. He had the guy that was like a professional critic, and he would get the inside scoop.
I'm gonna go do something real fast.
All right.
Okay, and then I'll sit here and be, I guess, quote unquote, misogynistic.
Wow.
No, I managed to watch a Barbie movie by sailing the seven seas.
Is it good?
And okay, in my honest opinion, the first like 15, 20 minutes, yeah, pretty good. I got good chuckles out of here and there.
Okay.
But when the movie started, it basically it already gave you the theme. What was the whole synopsis going on? Because when it starts off, it's basically like a one by one of the 2001 Space Odyssey. You remember the whole monolith and the monkeys, and stuff.
Yes.
It's basically like with Barbie, but like with these little girls with their baby dolls, and then when they saw the Barbie, they destroyed their baby doll, like in defiance.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and it's like that was like a red flag to me.
That is a little gnarly.
Yeah, because even though I said like the best part was like the beginning of the film, because when you see Barbie Land, it's all colorful. There's musical numbers going on and stuff. But you're also seeing like the Kens are, first off, the Barbies. All the Barbies are like different Barbies of each generation. You have President Barbie, construction worker Barbie, scientist Barbie, astronaut Barbie. All these different types of Barbies.
Paris Barbie.
And even the main Barbie that you follow is called stereotypical Barbie. And they all hold places in power, right?
Yeah.
Just in case anyone doesn't realize, this is going to be a full spoiler because I don't care really.
I didn't have the desire to watch the movie personally, so
Yeah,
for me, you're good to
I'm
go.
just down with
If
the
you're going to
memes.
watch it, honestly, you got to be fucking stoned out of your mind to watch it.
I'd probably have to be zoinked.
Yeah,
I watched the previews.
Because all the Kens, including stereotypical Ken, which is Ryan Gosling, they're all second class lower citizens, and they're all spend their times like just there, just taking up space. And even one of the Barbies even refer to them as just
That's
an
a vibe.
accessory to them. Yeah, and they don't have any purpose other than just sit there on the beach and
Be
Ken.
mediocre men.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like even like when you see the main Ken, you know, he is treated so bad, even by stereotypical Barbie, because each time he tries to do something, she shoos him off. And but then one day, Barbie, Margot Robbie's Barbie, she starts having like this midlife, you know, having not midlife, but existential crisis because each of these Barbies are reflected by the real world counterparts. And so if a Barbie gets like set on fire or whatever, it'll show in Barbie Land. And so apparently stereotypical Barbie, her girl is apparently depressed or something because all of a sudden Barbie cannot walk on her high heels in perpetual state. She can't float. She's developing cellulite and she's having like this existential crisis of life and death. And so she talks to, I actually like this character a lot. And she was even, I didn't realize it till later on that she was actually one of the actresses, the crazy doctor from 2016 Ghostbuster film. Which I think she was good in that one too, even though I hated the film. But yeah, she gave the rundown, and so Barbie sets off to the real world, and Ken, tags along, because he wants to spend time with Barbie.
Real world. Excuse me, Mark.
and it's like it's such a jarring thing too, because you would think.
Right, I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm basically giving the whole rundown of Barbie film because I watched it, not with my mic, of course. And she gets to the real world and she sees like this over exaggeration of misogyny in LA, of course. I'm not like saying that there isn't misogyny in the world. I just want to just get that out of the way. But in LA, California, where you had like this, this rampant exaggerating cartoonify, it literally felt like it was more cartoony than an actual Barbie Land cartoon. To where like there was a scene where Barbie and Ken, y'all probably seen clips of this rolling around. This
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, and it's like they're making fun of Barbie and Ken because they're in their 90s rollerblader outfit. And I actually knew this from the get-go because I grew up with two sisters in the 90s. And so I felt kind of weird that I actually recognized the outfit. But yeah, you had like people making fun of them, pointing, laughing at Ken, and then you had a guy run up on Barbie and smacks her ass and runs off. Well, not run off, she punched him in the face, and she got arrested. Which is, first off, how the fuck you can't even look at a woman without getting arrested in California, anyways.
They at least got that right.
Yeah,
and nailed that part.
Wow.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like the guy just smacks her ass in broad daylight in public by the beach, and she punched him in the face. She got arrested, and she's like so distraught that how the patriarchy. Like I swear, if you try to play a drinking game, every time you take a shot at patriarchy, you will literally fucking die because you hear it in almost every other sentence.
This is where you start taking making mixed drink sips.
Shit, I'm sure if you even try to drink like the lightest beer, you'll still fucking die of poisoning. But
I was gonna
Natty
say,
Lights or Natty Ices.
I was going to say I was actually going to say more of like a mixed drink, like say like lemon gin.
Yeah, but here's the most fucked up part though is that Ken started to get compliments especially from other dudes. Like men are giving him attention, and he's he's actually kind of reveling in getting some attention because he is so starved of affection from Barbie Land, and so he's taking in all this patriarchy, and the funniest thing is he solidifies it when he sees like these cops on top of horses, and so that's what he kind of gets stampede. So he heads back to Barbie Land, and he basically within a day he takes over Barbie Land with this basically turns Barbie Land into a huge frat party, and all the Barbies are in in sexified outfits and so forth, or sexier outfits, and like maid outfits. You can even say, and they paint him as the antagonist of the film now, which which is kind of fucked up because
Yeah,
he comes off more as like, because in all honesty, he's more of a protagonist, of the hero of the story than Barbie was.
and keep in mind, this was the world in Barbie Land. All the chicks were doing shit, and all the dudes are just there, just fucking there.
Yeah, and it's like, and so when Barbie,
By the way, I would like to see a sewer worker Barbie.
There probably is one. Hell, there was even like one Barbie that was like a pregnant Barbie or like a mother Barbie, and they basically treat her like shit. And that leads me to another thing, like how fucking messed up this hyper feminist talk was. It's like, because when Barbie finds her actual owner, like she's like the daughter of this other woman, and they treat like the whole concept of motherhood as like this horrible parasitic thing, and the daughter was like a piece of shit to Barbie, calling her a fascist and whatnot, and so
Right.
yeah, but then Barbie builds up this newfound feminism, just to cut this short, and she runs back to Barbie Land, sees Ken taking over.
Back to the fucking status quo.
Who's
Like,
movie 4?
Yeah. It's like she basically outsmarts Ken, making it all the Kens basically, and make them all get into a fight amongst themselves. And it's like the stupidest fight. I mean, it's funny, but it was so stupid. It's like a big ass cat fight, like slapping each other and shit. And
I have 2
and
kids
so
doing a
not
fusion
only they
dance.
went back to the status quo, but they even made lives for the Ken. And there was like this huge unnecessary speech at the end by one of the characters about like belittling men. That's all it was. It was just belittling men, and it's like, it's all woe is us women, so forth. Not to say women don't have their own problems, but they basically ultimately end on a note where it's like Barbie Land would not have equality until the real does, and that's not cool, really. And that's like a horrible message to even give to their own target audience, which, because I would see comments in a lot of these, on Twitter and on YouTube, of even mothers and the daughters themselves will even comment on like how it made them uncomfortable sitting through this film. Because keep in mind that not every girl has a toxic male figure in their life. A lot of these girls like have brothers, have fathers that treat them, that are really good men. They have male friends, boyfriends, husbands that bust their asses off.
I think I watched a fucking. I think I read a comment saying like, "Oh yeah, I watched this with my boyfriend and another group of friends of mine, and basically it was just fucking cringe-inducing."
Yeah, I saw one comment where like this mother was talking about when she took her daughter and her friends to see the film, and at some point in the film, her daughter, asked her, "Hey, can we leave? I don't feel this is not. I'm not enjoying this.
This is not it. This is not it."
Yeah, even like one of the reviewers that I watched, even he commented, it's like he looked around and saw like even the women in the audience were kind of like uncomfortable sitting through some of this stuff.
Yeah, that was just fucking cringe.
Yeah, and it's like, instead of ending on like a positive note, like how like at least like this is what I was expecting for the ending to be. Like after everything was all said and done, like we had the extremes of the matriarchy and the extremes of the patriarchy, like have both Barbie and Ken's come together and meet halfway and be like, you know what, men and women are cool in their own way, and so let's work together to make a better world and set an example for the real world. But no, it's just, it backpedals, it backtracks, and a lot of times it comes off as very hypocritical, because like I said, in the first part of the film, you see these kids get treated like shit, and they're supposed to be like allegories to how women are being treated in the real world. But yet, even by the end, you still treat the Kens as such pieces of shit. That is just, that's not a good message to send to kids.
No,
Exactly.
it's not.
And like even when the fucking children are uncomfortable, you fucked up hard.
Yeah, because they're not gonna fluff things up. They say what they say and how they feel.
Yeah,
right
like
off the
there
bat.
are so many better examples of feminism in films, like Wonder Woman. You know, that's a great example of feminism. You know,
I
hell,
heard that was an absolute dumpster fire.
Wonder
Never
Woman.
watched it. Yeah,
It's
the 84 or whatever it was.
oh,
The
84. No, 84 was definitely a dumpster fire. I'm talking about the first one.
Oh yeah, where the dude got fucking snuggled.
Hell, even like Kill a Kill is a better feminist story than fucking Barbie what is.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yes, you will get like laughs here and there, but then it's just like, I know who the target audience is, and it's not little girls. This is for like the lonely, angry, bitter feminists out there. You know, I don't even care if this pisses them off, but yeah, they and if this really was aimed to little girls, then this is basically like a pure example of indoctrination. And the marketing team did a phenomenal job because they hide the shit out of the plot of the film. To like it made it look like, I don't know if anyone calls all the marketing that Barbie had, but it was painted as like this lighthearted, fun comedy, might have a light feminist tone to it, but it still will be enjoyable enough for the whole family, or at least for the target audience, you know. But no, it was just they must have saw like what happened with Bud Light, you know, earlier this year, and was just like,
they had the biggest genjutsu
that if there's an
they
award
pulled. I'm not gonna lie, they pulled a genjutsu on us.
for real. I'm like, if there's an award for like best, you know, marketing team,
Yeah.
essentially. And yes, I've seen comments too that like praises the film, say it's good, it's amazing, and you look at their profiles like, yeah, I can see how you would think this is amazing
Yeah,
with
this
your
is
20 different pronouns.
Yeah, you have fucking you have a bunch of pronouns in your bio. You have the fucking LGBT flag, which, by the way, no offense against them, they're cool people.
No offense, but it's
I
just
go ahead, keep going. Actually, I was going to say something in a second after you're finished, but
yeah. It's like, yeah, it's just like we're talking about like the extreme nut jobs you would see on Twitter, you know.
right.
Yeah, the ones
You
that really
probably
give the
probably don't
left.
have much. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, you're good. But it's like it gives like the left a bad look, which ultimately is kind of hard, you know, especially when you combine a bunch of other stuff going on. And I hate saying that because I'm actually friends with some really cool, you know, left leaning people, you know, that are level headed and they are, you know, good example, you know. But
There's nothing
that
wrong
being
with having progressive ideals. I mean, I'm pretty much on a put it briefly. I'm as best I can think of straight down the line.
yeah, just like me.
Like there's good values on
I
both sides,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
going radical on either
Yeah.
is terrible.
Ben, and I'm sorry if it feels like that. All we're bashing one side of the people, but we're just mostly talking about that one group that's so extreme on that side of the fence.
Yeah,
And I mean, sometimes we will talk about like, you know, the crazy actual racists on the right side, but we're talking, but for this instance, yeah, it's just like a lot of the problems that we're seeing in our culture or in our country right now, it is right now stemming from the very, very far extreme left, that the very small but very loud minority that, you know, that basically has like a not only like a savior complex but like an inferiority complex out the ass, to where it's like they're making their own communities that they're trying to help turn against them.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
they'll just
Yeah.
constantly just fucking kill each other. It's like the fucking crabs in a bucket.
hell, it actually, you know, I saw a thing which actually confirms what I've was been feeling for a while too, but I thought I was crazy. But and this was made by a person that is on the LGBT community, that basically all the stuff that we're that we've been seeing, like with the LGBT community, BLM, all this, so on and so forth, all the things that was taboo like 10, really 20 years ago, is now normal today. And that if you're even, and it's like basically the script has been flipped, essentially. What was taboo 20 years ago is now the norm. And so what was normal 20 years ago is now taboo.
Yeah.
And even with the whole, and we'll get to Jason Aldean's song in a minute, but it's like I remember like the whole devil scare. Curl could probably remember better than I can, but the devil scare, the whole like comic books being censored because the people were afraid they were promoting Satanism and making kids jump off buildings. The games, Mortal Kombat controversies, Grand Theft Auto controversies.
Yeah, the conservative
Right.
right when they
All these
had those
all
era.
these pearl clutching, Bible thumping, soccer moms, of the 80s and 90s and
We're
2000s,
right the way.
compared to now. Even like Roseanne Barr, that nutcase of a woman, I actually agree with her when she basically told somebody off. It's like the today's Karens were worse than yesterday's Karens.
Oh yeah. No doubt
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Because it's like getting like, because at least we could have like sexy girls in our games. At least we could have like Lara Croft on the front of a magazine. But
The PS2
no,
era.
we can't even have like
Japan is the last bastion of anything unhinged.
By the way,
Yeah.
the PS2 era did have a lot of sexy girls in that, like in that decade of games, like Xbox. We had like BMX, Triple X, and we had a lot of games like Grand Theft Auto had strip clubs, like San Andreas. There are a lot of horny games that had strip clubs and stuff like that. But as you see that they're kind of changing it as time goes by.
Yeah, like I was saying, basically, like as I've been mentioning a lot in the podcast, for the past how many years now? Oh, it feels like years, but it's like the pendulum is swinging.
Yeah.
And to the point where it's like even now, like with the next generation, with Generation Alpha, and even younger Generation Z, we're already seeing a pushback from them because like when you could tell when something is the norm by looking at two things. One, at the people in power, how they treat said group of people or who they're pandered to, because you have our government, they basically acknowledge wholeheartedly the LGBT and the progressive side. Let me say that the progressive left side of the fence, I should say, and even corporations.
Oh yeah, they lean left definitely because
and
that's how they make their money.
Yeah, exactly. If whoever they feel like is going to get them, whoever they're going to bend over backwards for just to get money from, that's how you know that's one aspect how you know something has become the norm. And the second thing, you look at the younger generation. What are they rebelling against? Like you look at the teenagers, the preteens. What are they, standing for or standing against? And for a while, I've been seeing nothing but articles after articles where even like a couple weeks ago, there was a huge controversy in this one school, middle school. Where was it, Michigan or Montana, something, where it was supposed to be like Pride Day at their school, and the teachers told all the kids to come to school wearing their Pride colors. But the day of the Pride, they all came in as wearing red, white, and blue clothes, or black, and they were chanting, "My pronouns are USA."
Oh yes, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that was some. I bet the salt was fucking supreme.
It was insane. Like even the parents of these kids were so befuddled that they had no idea why their own kids were marching around screaming this. They even knew about the whole day, And so
Let me
you
add a
had
little
the
bit
whole
to that
school
too.
board freaking out, and parents coming in lecturing each other, saying like your kid is a needs to be re-educated and stuff.
May I add a
And
little bit
just
more to that?
I'm trying
In
to.
Canada, what happens is that we had the Muslims and Christians being like, "Yeah, you shouldn't be pushing this thing," and they're like, "What? We can't push our homosexual and woke ideologies on your kids." And like we had in Ottawa where they're stomping on the pride flag because they're like, you're trying to get into our religion and change things and we don't like it. And the Muslims and Christians finally got together and said, no, we don't want it.
Right. Or even like
Oh yeah, I
even the
found
members
a
within the community where
I
and
found
it's like
a
I've been seeing more and more videos or TikToks where even like people from the community are saying like this isn't pride. You know,
oh yeah,
you're
this is the comic that perfectly like represents it.
let's see the oh yeah, like ow, this is going to need stitches. That'll be $58 in America. I can help you in 38 months in England, in Europe, and Canada's like kill yourself.
Oh no, I think it's the one below the link that hasn't opened up yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh, I see
fuck.
that.
No, I'll just
Yeah,
post it.
it's
There you go.
but
Let's see here.
And
yeah,
this other tweet here.
yeah, and I think like the like and I think I don't know if I said this last night or one of my other chats is
I'm
like a lot of countries in history that have tried wholeheartedly because there's actually like a actual system called accelerative ism where people will try to hurry on to the next stage of society
Oh
even
yes.
if it means doing it and this there you can see like throughout history that there are countries that have tried to become so progressive they wound up imploding on themselves. Like Rome's a good example. But then we also have like countries that stay so far behind, afraid to progress even a little bit, to where they wound up falling apart and rotting. And so there's like we need to get to a point where we can meet each other in the middle, to where we can be progressive but still hold on to some sort of traditions.
by the way, this is also the comic I was trying to bring up with like the pendulum swinging.
Yeah. And it's and so it's the and so like and that's why I'm afraid we're going to swing so far back the other way with our extreme today, to where tomorrow's extreme is going we're going to basically go back to being intolerant of these ideals, and that's not okay. We need to find some sort of meeting ground to where we can appreciate this and then appreciate the other, instead of just having like screaming matches at each other.
In due time. I
And
understand
dude,
what's going on, man. But yeah, but it has to swing back. It has to like all these like the right leader in place will help swing the pendulum back. But currently, with everything that's going on and the way that people have changed, maybe spiritually, maybe mentally, maybe with all things that's going on with inflation and all those crazy stuff you hear, um, it will take some time. It'll probably take
it
a
will.
few years from now to actually have that balance back. Or it might just like if it's not balanced, it might just go swing back to the right. Like because there's a Trump era where we did swing we did swing a little bit back to right for about 4 years. Um Not Canada. Canada hasn't done that. Well, we still have our black-faced Trudeau who loves keeping it to the left. So as you can see with the one with the health care thing, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it
yeah. If you're in Canada, in basically your healthcare just tells you to go Minecraft yourself.
Yeah, actually, I think
Oh.
basically, I think there's some cases where where they said we'll help you Minecraft yourself. They're like, hey, you want to get euthanized? Sure, we can get
They were doing that with veterans and stuff too that were suffering from like PTSD. Is like that sounds pretty tough. Maybe you should just pull the trigger and just kill yourself.
Yeah. Canada says, go ahead, do it, and it's like, excuse me,
No balls.
no balls.
Just
No balls.
I don't think you can do it.
the average
Change my mind.
Canadian citizen, like the Canadian doctors, like do it, no balls.
Do it, pussy.
Literally, just like be that guy from ASDF. It's like do a backflip off a building, the highest building you
Yeah,
can
it's
get
like
to.
Futurama too. Like when Hermes failed his inspection, He's like, "Don't worry, I got an idea. I'm going to jump. Do a flip."
Wait. Pulls out camera. All right, now do it.
Yeah. I got to put this on the news.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
and then England. I like how all other countries like to talk shit about America's healthcare, but yet you guys are waiting ridiculous hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was hearing something like that. England was wanting to put in like their own version of a suicide booth.
Oh my
Like,
god!
Yeah,
Oh god.
it was either them or Canada,
That's-
but I think it was
that's
England.
fucked.
Yeah,
They're saying that we're fucked up, man. Jeez.
it's just like at least we're like, even though like we could do better with our how we treat mental health.
Yeah,
In my opinion, I think we're kind of glorifying it.
Yeah.
Even my own therapist thinks like, yeah, we're basically glorifying mental health
Mhm.
because he would have people come in and just to get diagnosed and then they would never come back, and then later on see them, basically just try to get attention with their whatever mental illnesses they have.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think I to avoid that because I am neurodivergent, but I kind of like avoid that.
Yeah,
That kind of thing.
I was gonna get tested to be if I was see if I actually am neurodivergent, but then after like I actually sat down and thought about it, it's like what, then it wouldn't really matter to me anyways, because at the end of the day I'm going to be me, and the only reason why like I even got diagnosed with all these stuff in the first place is because one day I want to basically get rid of them. I don't want to be bipolar anymore. I don't want to be paranoid. I don't want to be schizophrenic. I want to be the best I could possibly be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Some of my IRL friends are actually no, not really IRL, but some of the friends I met through Amino. They're talking about how they like the movie, which is alright. The Barbie movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there will always be like people that will enjoy the Barbie movie. Going back temporarily, there will always be people that will enjoy it. I mean, there are people that still enjoy the The Last Jedi. One of my friends, like he enjoys The Last Jedi. Hell, there's a guy that I know that he enjoys the the recent Indiana Jones film.
You're talking
And
about
the
the
Flash.
Dial of Destiny?
By the way,
Yeah.
we
I've never
talked
watched
about
it.
that last By the way, Kuro and I talked about that last episode.
Yeah,
Watch it.
Yeah.
I
Dial
saw
of
The Red
Destiny.
Door was interesting. I watched that not too long ago, but I never watched the Indiana Jones. Anything that's been pretty much bought out by Disney, I've been very skeptical about watching it because I remember
Yeah.
watching Infinity War and Endgame, and I did not like those. And looking at how Marvel is spewing shit out the way it is now, it's like, man.
Yeah, they're confusing quality with quantity when it's the opposite.
They're like giving like ESG points for like making Spider-Man a black person, or I'm
By
trying
the
to
way,
think of another thing. But
By the way, Hit Monkey is also kind of an underrated one.
yeah, I thought about watching that. I had it on my list for a while, but yeah, I didn't know how it was gonna be, so I was like skeptical on it.
Yeah, I watched Godzilla Mendoza's video on it, and it looked pretty good.
I mean, yeah, the art style of it actually did look pretty neat. That was the thing that intrigued me at first. It's like, huh, this is not like a normal Marvel that I've seen before. So this would be an interesting watch. So I put it on my list, but I just never
By
got
the way,
around to doing it.
I am happy to say that Invincible season 2 is
Oh.
finally at least the trailer is finally there.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. It should be like later on this year. We're supposed to get Invincible too.
Yeah. And I am kind of glad that that the artist and Robert Kirkman finally got their beef settled.
That's good.
I hope. I legit hope
Fingers
that they
crossed.
got the beef settled. For those of you who don't know, is Robert Kirkman's artist who made Invincible, the artist behind Invincible, sued Robert Kirkman for not really get that much of the profits from the animated show.
Mhm.
And it's like, God damn it, can't you guys just fucking talk with each other like normal people?
I get, yeah, like they threw civil
And
dispute out the
ironically,
window.
Image Comics was meant to combat that kind of stuff in the first place.
Yeah, I remember that being one of their biggest reasons that for the crap, my
Yeah.
brain just glitched out.
Yeah, it started, if you guys don't know, Image Comics started in the 90s. I even told my mom this, but Easy E was there for Rob Liefeld's signing of Youngblood.
Yeah, and several other IPs got started off there too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
even eventually like
Spawn,
Top Cow works with them with the creators of Witchblade. Then you got
of course,
Spawn.
Kind
uh,
of chopped out there for a second, but
Spawn.
oh, that's the name of the
Of both the
movie or
comic book and the
the series?
character.
Yeah,
Oh.
one and my personal favorite, characters. Um, yeah, I mean, it is such a like now today it would be considered like an ultra edgelord thing, but it is still like a really good series. You have basically a man, Al Simmons. He's like this covert, soldier. He gets betrayed. Then he gets sent to hell. He makes a deal with the devil there, and then he comes back, supposed to be like a spawn of hell, essentially, and to bring in the end of the world. But he decides not to, and rebels against hell.
Oh.
And then eventually he works his way up to heaven and becomes like a god. Then he gets bored and comes back down. But he was made by Todd McFarlane, the guy who basically made Venom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
In fact,
Venom
they
was actually
for
pretty
Todd, they made an entirely different comic book just for him.
yeah, yes. Let's see if I can find one of the original artworks of the comic.
And Spawn's an Xbox version of Soul Calibur 2 or 3. I'm not sure which one, but he's a playable character.
Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I really know about No Spawn, and just the parodies, and the video game.
Yes. Yes.
Here's some of
I still enjoyed
Todd
the movie too.
Oh yeah, the movie. Yeah, I forgot about the movie.
Yeah, the 1984.
Yeah, I think it's on there.
Here's some of Todd McFarlane's other works as Batman.
And then there was the HBO series, the animated show.
Yeah, I actually did watch that. It was pretty good.
It was really good. It had a fuck his name. He's in so much shit. So much cool shit. Voice actor.
I think I might know who you're talking about.
Keith Davidson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Dog Boy, what else do you have on your list before we get sidetracked?
Yes. Before we get any more sidetracked, I just had to. Where are we? There it is. Okay, so next on the list. Okay, so y'all want to talk about the Superman animated show or Jasonaldean's controversial song?
I guess the Superman one. I still have yet to watch it.
Okay, so
I haven't watched it either.
Yes,
okay.
I haven't even heard of it.
Okay, so I'm the only one. All right.
I mean, he did get recommended to me on YouTube.
Is this Superman Lois? The other one?
It is the My Adventures with. It's kind of like in the same vein. It's like the '90s Lois and Superman.
Okay, yeah, I heard about it. Never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Invincible is interesting.
Okay, so the first episode. So there's 3 episodes out. And it's being aired on Adult Swim, which is kind of weird because it's more of like a Network show, but the show is actually pretty good. It's pretty decent. Like I had my misgivings about because it was made by the team who did the Netflix She-Ra series. So I was kind of
I think it's like a you learn your lesson kind of deal. That's what I'm thinking at least.
Yeah, because it's like I was expecting like, you know, that they would make Superman a total cuck, Lois Lane like this ultra girl boss character.
Oh,
but no, it's actually like a really like well, first off, it's a romance series first and foremost.
Oh, so it's like Lois and Clark.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it's the same vein as Lois and Clark, and it's like you see how the relationship blooms and so forth. I kind of like this iteration of Lois. Still reminds me of fucking Luz from Owl House.
No.
But she's like that like cool you know, tomboy girlfriend that you hear memes about.
Yeah.
Nice design. I'll say that because she's got like a nice assets to her. Like I like
like yeah, so many people have drawn fucking lewds of her. What do you expect?
Not even that. Like even the screenshots themselves are like just thirst screenshots because like each time she bends over, like you see like they really work on her.
This is honestly down bad.
Yeah, when they made Lois, somebody was down bad when they designed. Every time they get a chance, they would have a shot of her ass, and like especially when she bends over.
I wouldn't be that surprised if they were the disciple of the animators behind Dexter's Laboratory. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm trying to find a screenshot where like it has her.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because like the folks behind Dexter's Laboratory were fucking down bad.
But somebody even said like when they were animating you know, Clark, they were told to make him like in every shot make him as cute and hot as possible. And you see that too. So the animators were thirsting for both Lois and Clark, which I can see that. And this is like this is sad to say, but this is like the best iteration of Superman we've had in about 2 decades. Basically. Yeah. Well, I mean, like aside from the animated movies that DC has released, but this is like what Superman is supposed to be. Like he is a Boy Scout. He's about truth, justice, and the American way.
Oh man, yeah, they did it on that
American.
one.
This
is
the American way.
Not to hate Henry Cavill, because to me he's very much got screwed over.
Yeah, he's got dealt with the shitty hands. And I like I said, similar with Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
both of them can be pretty good, but they usually just get shit.
I would have actually loved it if they had Henry Cavill on as the voice of Superman here. That would have just at least helped a little bit. But no, I mean, I'm like the voice actor is still good. He's from The Boys. I forgot his name, but yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, I like the part where he's like he's at a point of his life where he's like trying to actually control his powers. I actually like that.
Yeah, this kind of makes me think of like year one, where he's getting more of a hang of his powers. He's starting, figure out more of himself. I know there's a lot of criticism. Even I was kind of like put off at first with the first episode because he's breaking shit everywhere when he's on his way to the job interview to be a news reporter. But it still like holds up.
I heard people were upset with the transformation Superman goes through. It's like a magical girl thing.
That was like only I thought that was going to be a thing like throughout the entire show, but no, it only did that once when he first goes into the spaceship, and then after that he does the whole traditional like he wears it under his shirt, he rips open his shirt, and you see the symbol, he flies off, and it was actually really cool seeing that like he figured out how he escapes and comes back.
Oh yeah, he's the guy behind Huey.
Yeah, Huey from The Boys. But even like after his first fight, to emphasize like how much of a Boy Scout he is, he cleans up after his mess that he made when he was fighting Livewire. Anyone who remembers Livewire,
What is Livewire? I want to know.
Huh?
How? What's her design? I want to know. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I'm kind of underwhelmed by her design, honestly.
Because this can either help me become even more down bad, or
they even had Slade in here.
That's honestly kind of sad.
That is, but this
Who the fuck is your barber?
They literally had like Jerry from Rick and Morty as Slade.
Who the fuck is Livewire's barber? Because she needs to fucking shock him on sight. Or her.
Yeah, that looks like a cyberpunk actual attempt there.
They actually did kind of like set this in like a semi-cyberpunk world where there's like futuristic technology and so forth. And kind of, I guess, makes sense because a lot of stuff that Superman's going to have to face, like in this recent episode, he basically dealt with I forgot his villain name, but he basically was like a parasite that drained shit.
Wait, okay,
but
yeah.
I'm taking a look at classic Livewire.
And that fucking cut sucks.
Yeah, classic Livewire.
Classic Livewire looks like what do you call it? I mean, I guess same person who drew.
Oh yeah, Bruce
Harley
Timm's
Quinn.
Livewire.
Yeah,
that was actually kind of hot.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like Frost. From
definitely looks like
it does.
Mr.
It
Frost.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
one's got an anime touch up. The other one's just got a western as a western. So choose your pick, I guess.
Yeah, and going to the ever controversial character Jimmy Olsen. I still have misgivings about the race swap, but
yeah, it still irks.
But he's still a really good character. He's really like he complements both characters. Like for instance, he's kind of like a foil to Clark, Clark is more reserved, conservative, and then Jimmy, he's more bombastic. He's very much out there. He's very much into like the supernatural and the science fiction, and it kind of meshes well with Lois Lane, even though she is very much energetic in herself, especially when she's trying to prove herself to be a journalist. But he balances very much the chemistry amongst the three characters is actually really good and really wholesome, and it feels like they're actual friends. And speaking of chemistry, the chemistry between Clark and Lois is like it's adorable. All right, it's fucking adorable. It's cute.
Drawn by Bruce Timm himself. Actually, no, fuck. I'm not. Nope. I'll take that back.
But
it's not the official artwork.
But it's like how they have the characters bounce off each other is really great. So I so far 3 episodes in, I'd give this a highly recommendations. Like in the first episode, there are some stipulations here and there, like the animation bit and some of the story beats are kind of weird, but for the most part, solid. I still recommend it.
Recommend it.
Okay.
But yeah,
sorry. I went on to a little longer than I wanted to. I just needed to gush a little bit.
No, you're good. I mean, I was enjoying.
Yeah, this is the wrong design. Okay, what else you had in your list, dude?
Jason Aldean's controversial song.
All right.
Alrighty. Okay. So Jason, he's a country singer that's from Georgia. He's actually been
the first thing you had me at was fucking country, and it's like, okay,
All
okay,
right,
this is also
next
going to be a hell of a ride.
I was gonna say this could be interesting because I'm not familiar
I'm
with
fucking,
country.
if you guys don't know, I'm a bit buzzed right now.
I know nothing
Yeah.
about him.
Well,
So...
I would actually be recommended to be buzzed when you hear this one. So this song's been out for a while now, actually, like a good couple months. But the song is called can't you want let me find the actual song name. And I
I had
also
to
need
grab a
to
blue moon for this then.
all right.
I already
saying,
drank my alcohol.
Oh, I haven't. I had one blue moon and I had that Diet Mountain Dew, which was a terrible mistake.
All right, try that in a small town.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so just so everyone's up to speed, Jasonaldean, he's a one of our, like in the 2000, he was a popular mainstream country musician. You probably recognize his song like Dirt Road, like drinking on a dirt road, laid back, ice cold, yeah,
That
song like
sounds
that.
familiar, actually. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
you would
But it sounds
recognize
familiar.
the song because it was literally everywhere.
Probably a big thing here in Kansas too, because we're all want to be country folk and whatnot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Kansas.
Kansas be like.
Oh yeah. By the way, this was I was drinking what on top of what Kuro posted.
But yeah. Anyways, the controversy that comes with the song is like it was more so that recently, like, there was a music video that was made of it, and CMT pulled it from its airing listings, which funny enough, CMT has become in recent years become woke, along with Bud Light and other products
Oh
that are
yeah,
supposed to be
where
for
like it tried to promote the fucking trans chick or some shit.
yeah, that, which is kind of a slap in the face to women, in my opinion, because they did that during Women's Month. Instead of actually having an actual woman, they had old boy or old girl. My bad,
Old
but
girls. Woo.
I put a question mark
old
on
girl
there.
that still has all the package in place. Um, but they pulled it. The controversy was that people were saying this song was racist and promoting violence or lynching.
No.
Yeah, and I looked through the lyrics. I watched the video, and none of it remotely related to racism, because it was talking. It basically, like, the song in of itself is talking about the violence and the criminal, the crime spree that's been happening in a lot of major cities throughout America, like Detroit, New York, L.A., Portland, Oregon. And it's saying like how you can get away. Let me grab one of the lyrics. It is oh, wrong lyrics.
Here you go. I put them on to chat already.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, no,
okay,
wrong one. That's the wrong one.
That's a
Oh.
different small town.
Small
Yeah.
town skull.
Oh, my bad.
This is I was looking at that too. Give me 1 second. This is the actual lyrics. Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, carjack an old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Yeah, you think it's cool, we'll act a fool if you like. Cuss out cops, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. We'll try that in a small town, see how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long. And then he goes to, even Entertainment Tonight and Inside Edition has, I've seen, chop apart. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Tried that in a small town. And the video was showing footage that was actually shown by the news media, CNN, NBC, local news stations, Fox, all of them. And because I recognize a lot of this footage too, and it would showcase a lot of these riots going on, not just during the whole Black Lives Matter, or the Summer of Love incident, but it was just like even recent.
I call them burn, loot, murder.
And even like the recent riots been going on, and not to mention Jasonaldean was right there at the shooting in Las Vegas that happened at his concert, killing about 28 people, and so he knows firsthand about gun violence happening. But a lot of the footage was not. They didn't even show like probably like one or two blacks, but majority was like white people, fighting and fighting police and destroying property and breaking cars and so forth. And so not once did the lyrics, as you could probably see, for anyone who's watching, like there's not a single phrase that referenced a race or skin color whatsoever. It's just basically saying like you can get away with stuff in the cities, but when you come down to a small town, not even just in the South, but even like up north, there's a bunch of small towns up north as well. Mm-hmm. You do that when there's like a strong sense of community, wherever that is.
Yeah, and you're gonna get your fucking head split.
Yeah, and I've watched a lot of black creators on YouTube and black podcasts that were talking about the song, listened to it, watched the video, and a lot of them, almost all of them, agreed that this song, one, is not racist. Two, that when you have a community that is like that you could find, especially in the South, for the most part, you do have that. Like even if like the best example too that a lot of people won't believe because there's like a lot of stereotypical like things of us like deliverance level of rednecks down here. There was even a moment where I seen like a dude, this one white man, who was like that stereotypical redneck float, throwing around the Confederate flag and stuff. I seen this man protect a black man from another fucking drunk, fucked up drunk dude.
Yeah, and I actually went to northern Michigan to visit my brother's teacher in like a trailer park, and around northern Michigan is like a bunch of like rural white people and all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was just doing my thing at like I think like Meijer or Walmart.
Yeah,
and it's like my mom kind of drank the woke Kool-Aid. I didn't, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't fucking be here. And my mom and like I was at like a restaurant, like, and like this black dude was like, hey, like hey, like what's up to these two white dudes? And I'm pretty sure they would have like a fairly, I guess not really, like a semi-southern accent.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she lives in like a trailer park while she's like doing other shit as well.
I'm trying to find a meme I saw earlier today where.
Oh yeah. By the way, Dogboy, how'd you like Yan?
Like what?
From Nikkei.
Oh, didn't really sit down and watch it, but I'll watch it afterwards. But yeah, this is like a meme I saw earlier today, where it's
believe
like
it or not, I actually saw
South.
like two hobos trying to use a crack pipe while I was walking to the store.
Yeah.
That's
the homeless population is actually getting kind of large here, which I can't say my town is no longer a small town anymore. It's more like a small city, because we're growing. We got a lot of fast food restaurants, big brand, interstate town.
Keep in mind, I live near a college town, like around the edge of a college
town.
Mine
is a college town. Like the college basically owns half the town, another group of people owns another quarter. But yeah, it's but even then, it's like as long as like you have like a good solid community, I know it's like there are some people that didn't experience like a good solid community, but for a lot of people that grew up in small towns and stuff, despite like how a lot of these people felt, you can roughly say like this that the statement, the sentiment holds true. Like was it? No, it was somebody I was watching earlier today. while I was doing a little bit of work, where they were saying I think they're around what, close to you, Bandit, or was
In
it?
Kansas?
Yeah, or was it? No, it was near like one of those incidents where like a big riot happened and they were threatening to go into the suburban areas and wreck that place. And the kid, he was talking about like how some they must have sent out a scout or something and pulled back and changed their minds because in his community that wasn't that far, like a 15-minute walk from what happened, that a lot of people were out there on their front porch or in front of their stores, locked and loaded with the guns, waiting for these rioters to come in, and destroy the place.
Oh, that sounds like the Korean rooftop
Yeah,
Korean.
roof
Yeah,
Koreans.
roof Korean.
Yeah, that's what made me think of rooftop Koreans, and 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 so it was just, yeah, that's it's like you really don't want to mess with a small town community, whether it's in the South or up north or Midwest. It's
Yeah.
And so like the whole controversy of people trying to say this is promotes violence, this promotes lynching, and then we'll all just everybody from what I've spoken to looking at these news media, it's like, and you're not. Your own political leaders have been, marching around, screaming, telling people like, "Hey, destroy these places, be violent, fight," and even giving a pass to a lot of these rioters, saying, "Oh, they're just expressing freedom of speech." Like,
Meanwhile, everything's fucking burning around them.
Because it's the thing is that they have they're the mainstream. They have the power. They are saying what they're saying the thing that they're promoting, and they have their TV stations that promote all their propaganda. So what happens is the small town is the most small and conservative places, and they want to keep it safe. But the big places and the big tech and all stuff like that, they don't want that.
Yeah, and then a lot of times, and like even during the talking about the song, they will relate that to January 6th. The quote unquote worst day in American history.
Yeah.
Like apparently worse than 9/11.
Apparently
I guess
it was
according to how
legal.
these people act.
Apparently it was legal to be there.
Yeah, I was about to say because that building, is by law ours. So we had every right to be inside that building. Somebody, like, I don't know what exactly started the whole riot inside the building, but there was footage. I remember watching it live too. People just walking in. The guards will open the door, letting the people come in.
Mm-hmm.
And even I even heard the full context of what Trump was saying too. Like, I am in no way like a Trump, but like I heard the whole context. Like a lot of people like to cut like how he was violent, telling like fight like hell. But he didn't. But they didn't show what the whole sentence. Like he said, fight like hell, but march peacefully and let your voices be heard.
Oh yeah, and I think like the whole Roe v. Wade thing, where like my mom talked about like how white babies are now safe, and it's like,
okay,
are you sure about that? Are you sure about what she said there?
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, like I told you, like, because she watches like all the jerk offs,
like CNN.
Yeah, CNN, so forth.
I think more like specifically
MSNBC.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I think she also watches John Oliver and some other late night talk show host.
Oh
Okay.
God, I hate John Oliver.
Like
he was funny at first, but it's like
she also watches Trevor Noah.
Oh
yeah.
God, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's yeah, and I don't know where this rhetoric came from, like how they're investigating Trump for trying to turn over the voting thing. But when I specifically remember like seeing the polls for Biden jump up out of nowhere, and then I was seeing footage of people like stuffing ballots, that was like for Biden into his thing, not literally stuffing.
Remember mail-in ballots, kids? That wasn't open for abuse in the slightest.
Oh yeah, you didn't even have to be a citizen or something, but that's enough getting political and stuff. but for the most part,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I was part of
Yeah.
a mayoral election. No, I didn't run for mayor, but what happened was my pastor was running for mayor in my city and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
the only way the ballots were going to go in was by PC. You had to get you had to be a landowner, and you had to get your ballots by PC. So what happens is that it was already rigged. Everyone knew. But what happens
Yeah.
is like he came in third, but what happens is like everyone knew it was already rigged because why would a person in power want to lose power? Because he changed it right before the right before the election started, the election. The guy
Mhm.
changed it before that, so he wasn't planning to
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I think everybody
and by
kind
the
of knew
way,
that our election was going to be rigged too. Sorry, sketch, but the but yeah, and I'm not saying like Trump didn't even try to cheat because there are some damning evidence that did kind of show that like somebody did try to fluff the polls in his sake, but that's not to say like Biden isn't innocent either.
Oh no, no.
Nah, like
You gotta choose
they-
between
but
a douchebag and a church sandwich.
yeah,
yeah, I
and
actually was trying to say that.
oh my bad, man.
Um, and I
But
watched I watched this one Indie dude called Freaking Eight Flags reaction towards it, and he paused like, yes, this is like all like it's like all the sane people don't want to have that kind of job, so it leaves all the insane people who are open for the job.
Mm-hmm.
right. And just to finish off this talking point, like in their attempts to slander, Jason Aldean, and we've seen this before earlier this year with Hogwarts Legacy, when people tried to slander Hogwarts Legacy, the game,
Yeah,
it actually boosts Jason Aldean's, sales to top of the charts now.
yeah, like it's fucking
So
crazy.
it's wild. So you can basically blatantly see like like we were saying earlier tonight with the pendulum swinging. You're seeing that like every time like somebody starts talking, you know, you
Bad
know,
shit.
yeah, some woke shit. You're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
And so like if Barbie, like if we're going back to Barbie to round up because it's like top 205.
Yeah.
Like going
Yeah.
back down to Barbie, like the only reason why like Barbie is actually doing really good in the box office and is actually estimated to make like at least 33 million for the weekend. So it might do better than Oppenheimer. Um but that's only because like that's what you mentioned that the marketing team it's our bunch of mad fucking geniuses. But
Yep.
once after this weekend and word starts getting out, and people make their own, stipulations, but since seeing how like our culture and society, group of society has been so burned, so bad by all this stuff, it's not gonna look so well. Like probably not next weekend, we're probably gonna start seeing Barbie drop off and Oppenheimer is gonna rise up.
By the way, any thoughts on the Turtles movies that's gonna be coming out?
Oh yeah. I'll let you guys give your opinion because I've talked a lot tonight. My bad.
That's fine. That's fine.
Honestly, you're making up for lost time.
All right, good.
I can,
Uh,
and if anything, we can push this for like even a half an hour more. If you gotta go, you gotta go. But
The
yeah,
more you fuck around, the more you find out.
no, I'm gonna have to edit this
um,
anyway. So,
Amen.
Dandy, your thoughts on the turtle movies or anything that I've rambled on?
uh I mean, pretty for the most part, like while you were talking about with Barbie, I could pretty much see that, and I honestly I can actually agree with what you said because it did kind of like looking at the previews as well. It kind of gave that impression that it was like, yeah, there's something that is kind of getting shoved down.
Yeah.
But then it hits you with that genjutsu.
Yeah, and
Right.
just like totally derails your thought process on everything.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll give my opinion on the turtle film coming up, and I'll make it quick. I think it will do good. It's just that It's just that it has Seth Rogen behind it. That's where I'm kind of weary about it. But I kind of like the art style they're going for. I like this new trend of like 3D animations are taking a more stylistic approach instead of trying to be ultra realistic. I like that. And I do like they're emphasizing more that the turtles are actually teenagers. I do think Donnie's voice sounds like a 10-year-old. Like
his balls hasn't dropped yet.
Yes, there's old turtly balls that didn't come out of shell yet.
Yeah,
New Year's
don't worry.
hasn't hit yet. So
Yeah, his balls
dropped.
hasn't hit yet, so
Yeah.
his balls hasn't dropped. Maybe he needs to watch One Piece.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to watch One Piece. By the way, watch or read One Piece. Your balls will drop.
Can I watch the Netflix one?
I am proof of this. I watched One Piece when it was on Hulu one time, and my balls dropped.
Hell, read Berserk. You'll become full-blown man after that. But yeah, I same with Jimmy Olsen. I have my stipulation. And again, I never liked the idea of them, especially with the Nickelodeon show. They de-aged April O'Neil, in my opinion, because I didn't like that. Because to me, April O'Neil has always been like the motherly or surrogate mother, sister figure for the turtles. Like she helps guide them and give them, advices, helps them throughout the
Nickelodeon show. They lead more to the sister figure.
Yeah, and potential love interest for Donatello. I didn't like that. So that's like so it's kind of like a double whammy here. Like I don't of any kind just to put out there, even if it was like turn a black character to a white character, I wouldn't like that either. But it was just like it's more for me and like to run Bandy up to speed, like it's just more the integrity of the character behind like the creator's reasoning and purpose. Yeah. And so it's like sometimes it works, if as long as you enhance the characters. Like I give like Michael Clark's may he rest in peace. Like his portrayal of Kingpin in the Daredevil in 2003. I kind of let that pass because he elevated the character. And same with Samuel Jackson. For Nick Fury, he elevated the character. He added so much to the character.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and so I kind of give that. I give that a pass, but it's still like I wish they didn't have to race swap Nick Fury though. But that being said, that we're in an era where it's like I remember the whole controversy with the Ghost in the Shell movie. And with Dragon Ball Evolution, it's like it wasn't okay when
movie. Then that movie became hot. Both movies, as you know, I already knew Dragon Ball Evolution was hot garbage. Wasn't Ghost in the Shell also kind of hot garbage?
It was very mid.
Are you talking about the new one, or are you talking about the old one? Because I got the old one and I haven't watched that one yet, but I've heard from
the live action one with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the original movie, Ghost in the Shell, perfect. Just
fine.
Loved it. Yes.
Live action,
cool.
No.
So I did buy a good movie then. Sweet.
Yeah. You made a good move. Having the animated one. Definitely check out the series too. Standalone Complex, really good.
Speaking of live action, I've heard there's a lot more animes that are supposed to be live action, but because of the SAG strike going on, they kind of got like shafted. It's like there was supposed to be like a One Punch Man live action. Basically like anything you can name is supposed to have like live action. There's like 16 of them. I think like I saw in some video, I don't know if it was Clownfish or something like that, but there's to be 16 live action animes that are supposed to come. But what happens is that they are not going to be, well, they might, but they're not going to come to fruition. So
no, and hell, a lot of movies got pushed back. Like Deadpool 3 was reportedly pushed back, because of those strikes. And a part of me, I do feel kind of bad about that because I don't like the idea of anyone losing their jobs. And this does affect our economy overall because that's our biggest industry, at least over here in America with the entertainment industry.
Yeah, yeah, entertainment's definitely
And
high
so
up there.
and this not only affects like the writers and the actors, but it affects like the electricians, the carpenters, the construction workers, the restaurant industry. This affects a lot of us, or a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Yeah, because I mean, they got to get food and stuff when they're doing production, and
Mhm.
one place
and
that was like
Yeah.
in that area was really counted on them to be like, hey, we're going to be able to do this movie, guys. So
yeah,
we'll be able to
yeah,
get you guys business.
and even affects like the rest of us too. Us like people, those of us who are trying to get industry or are already part of the entertainment industry, like comic writers and animators and so forth. It does affect us as well, unless we decide to go completely ultimately indie. You know, but the problem ultimately is this is where like I stop. This is where my line starts getting to. It's like we wouldn't really have this problem. Like we could chuck it up to COVID, but we all know that the biggest reason why like the industry is in such a sorry state as it is because the writers most of them are starved. They are very much more worried about wanting to look good. That what I was talking about like earlier, the savior complex, looking like they're better than everyone else. They have like this. They need to push this overly idealistic message out and shove it down people's throats.
The fear of being
Becoming
canceled for not complying with the line.
and they're basically becoming the very things that they sought to destroy, which are like the preachy, Bible thumping, overly controlling far right
We're supposed to
people.
join the far right.
Huh?
No, I was making the Star Wars reference. You weren't supposed to join the Sith.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, by in doing so, they became the very people they sought to destroy. The very monsters they sought to kill. And so the writers, they destroy the movies. They destroyed TV shows, and the companies are just the actors are just as guilty too. They a lot of times what hurts their
Oh yeah,
stuff.
like the fucking. I forgot. We need to talk about fucking primos, but that's for next episode.
Yeah.
Okay, here I got the list. Okay, it was on Hero Hey. So there's 18 live. There's supposed to be a live action Akira. Let me just back this up because
All right.
I don't know if this would be good for you guys or bad. So One Punch Man. Actually, let me just show it off too. So yeah, One Punch Man is supposed to be live action. My Hero Academia, Netflix, Sony. Give me a second while I check it.
Actually, believe it or not, the fucking Netflix adaptation of One Piece is coming sooner than I actually thought.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me.
I need a drink.
Akira is on hold though. Attack on Titan, Death Note is getting another one. Your Name.
Sweet Jesus Christ.
Jeez. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the Japanese version of the Death Note live action one, pretty good.
Hmm.
It was like
Okay, I haven't
not
seen that
really
one.
good. It was like all right.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's like I know when it comes to adaptation, even Henry Cavill, said best. It's like when you adapt something, you're going to lose stuff in the process. But that being said, that each form of adaptation of the source material, it should utilize its medium to help showcase and elevate the story that it's trying to tell.
Oh, you
Like I
mean
guess
change the whole thing? Okay.
no,
That sounds
no,
like
do
you.
not do that.
I know.
The best examples I could give is Demon Slayer, because when you read the
All right,
manga,
this is what I'm talking about. By the way,
oh, all right, I'll look at that later. But it's like the Demon Slayer. Like when you read the manga, it's kind of like it's panels trying to showcase the action, but it's a lot of stills and.
Mm.
but compared to the animation of that's the a lot of people want to try to use this as like a own for the Demon Slayer community, but it's like saying like the only reason why Demon Slayer is successful is because it's animation, and yeah, it would not survive if it had like any other type of budget, or any other studio that wouldn't have put the passion and blood, sweat, and tears in it, because the story is not as like compared to like, I guess, what can I use like an example? Like Full Metal Alchemist. It's not on par. It's not on that level as like Full Metal Alchemist storytelling wise, but animation wise, it helps fills up it makes up for what it lacked.
And here's the poster of said film I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that one actually did good.
That's good. I'm glad that at least
I'm not gonna say like it did good, but like it did all right. It spawned like 2 other films, because this one kind of followed like high schooler to around, I think, early college light.
Mm-hmm. And then the second one rounds it out.
Yeah, it kind of finishes up with Light's actual death. And then the third film actually starred L, called L Changed the World.
Oh yeah.
And
maybe here's the problem. Okay, so maybe live action works well in Japan because what happens is they're basically based around what like the manga is.
Not
like
always.
Doesn't like
remember the fucking Attack on Titan film?
No.
Or the Full Metal Alchemist film?
No.
Yeah, they were pretty
You're welcome.
Bad.
See, that's why I'm not tainted.
Yeah, and then it's like there was a Phoenix Wright film that was pretty poorly received as well. And one of the problems, like when you try to adapt an anime, I think where the crux is that they try to adapt, or even we ourselves, we try to adapt from the animation and not the manga or the comic book. Like
or let's say the writing.
Or the writing of the novel, yeah. Because when you try to adapt like the book into the animation, you're going to have like a lot of freeway, like you play with the facial expressions. You can do some goofy, silly stuff here and there, and you try to adapt into live action straight from the animation. It's going to look awkward because humans can't, unless you're Jim Carrey, you can't alter your face or body structure in that extreme. You can't, we're not Looney Tunes characters. And it's like
I like how fucking that's the Jim Carrey thing. Fucking when he was talking about how how a kid said like, hey, that was the guy who played the Grinch, and he fucking did the damn expressions, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it is so wild. But like an example of what I personally can say like was a good adaptation from the manga would be Rurouni Kenshin, because I enjoyed the live action Rurouni Kenshin films. And if you wish to say it's true that Death Note, this version of Death Note is good, then yeah, because I can see Death Note leaning more over to being more supposedly live action than it would be an anime.
Yeah, it's and keep in mind, I think Death Note is also a drama.
Right. And if I could like even play devil's advocate here and say like the other argument how the mangas that does not translate well to being animated would be Junji Ito's stories. Because it's like, yeah, you may have the style, but the tone is so different whenever these, like one of these studios try to animate Junji Ito's works. And so it's just it feels like the horror element just kind of drops off. But if you were to adapt a Junji Ito story into a live action, then that might be a different conversation, unless they already had.
Someone probably attempted.
Yeah,
like some small YouTuber probably attempted. Like, let's make our Junji Ito small little thing. Like, no big person, no big company's going to do it.
Yeah,
because
like I'm pretty sure like some amateur filmmaker
Yeah.
is trying to make it.
so some fan, definitely some fan. But yeah, there's like
Yeah.
18 of these live actions, even made in Abyss.
Oh yeah, there are actually live action adaptations. Okay. I don't know how they're well received though. Let me see.
I
Yeah,
guess-
like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just like just a bunch of amateur filmmakers, trying to learn some shit.
Yeah. So tell me. Hell, I just found out that Parasite Eve was the game was actually more so like a soft sequel to the film.
There's a Parasite Eve movie.
Yeah, there was a Parasite Eve that was based off a book.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard of it being based off a book. The whole series.
Yeah. See.
And
Yeah,
I heard,
1997.
and I heard that there's a third birthday is terrible.
Third birthday is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that would be a whole another conversation that we can have. But yeah, that no. Do not play Third Birthday if you like Aya.
Speaking, I know this might just go to another topic, but just a little quick rundown because of the time. So limited run games had their own E3, and a couple games are coming out as Gex, for those who remember Gex.
Yeah.
It's not coming on PC. Tomba, uh, that's a game that was from like the old
The
PlayStation.
TurboGrafx 16, if I remember correctly.
What one?
The reason why I even know about this is because I think I watched the completionist reviewed it.
Okay. Yeah. So there was a bunch of games that are coming out. I'm trying to even find the list. But yeah, there's a bunch of games that are coming out, and they're going to be. Well, I'm looking for Tomba because I never got to play it. I always looked into magazines, but um, yeah, limited run game,
Limited run.
yeah, limited run games has a bunch of stuff that's coming out. Uh, and just things that are coming out for a couple consoles. So I can't find it. I should have bookmarked it so I can go through the list. But anyways, um, uh, I guess one more thing. I'm just gonna skip this list here. Guys, have you heard of the TikTok NPC meme?
Vaguely. I think I might have heard a little bit of it.
Okay, so let me demonstrate. Ice cream, tasty. Ooh, and then the girl would be like, the thing is spicy. All right, so the whole internet is talking about the TikTok meme, which is you'd go on TikTok and guys and girls are doing it, and what happens is they'd be getting donations and stuff like that. So if you've been kicked live or something like that, Bandy, I don't know if you've seen the Amino live thing, right? Were you on there when Amino brought Amino live?
No,
Oh, I know
I
you two
think
guys left, but Amino live when they sided with like Kick, well, not Kick the streaming service, Kick the other KIK.
the
Social app?
social
Yeah, I
media,
know what you're talking
the
about.
other thing
Yeah.
that's under Media Labs umbrella.
Yeah,
The Kick Labs.
yeah. So when they were doing when they're doing that live thing, and then you can get all those basically I think it was like Instagram live, but of course they give you. Oh gosh, I wish I knew. I wish I had done that earlier when I could have got all that stuff. Anyways, so Kick and Amino did a fusion and stuff like that, and they had their live stream for the people, and then whenever someone pays for some kind of icon or whatever it's called, they pay for it and it shows up on your screen. It's basically the same thing as TikTok. So people, guys and girls, are pretending to be like NPCs, and you send them money, and what happens is, well, you send them the thing that they have on Kick. I'm not too familiar with Kick. But there is a thing that you send them, and then they pretend like they're eating badges that show up on their thing, and they would be like, "Ooh, tasty," and they would be like gyrating their body like they're actual NPCs.
Oh, so they would act like actual bots on a live stream.
Yeah, so like they're just pretend.
That's weird.
Yeah, they're pretending to be like video game like like doing idle animations
Oh yeah,
for like as a
That's
video
so
game
weird.
character. Let me drop you a
Fucking
little
weird.
picture here. I don't know if any of you
that
are
is
kick,
bizarre.
but here you go. So they would so yeah they would like talk in front of the screen. Actually,
Oh man, that is weird.
let me just actually drop the link. Let me drop a link for you. So yeah, so people are making a lot of money off of this, and all they gotta do is you know sit in front of the screen and say and take the donations and say, oh, thank you for the roses and stuff like that. Everyone's getting into it. So if you guys think that guys can make some money on Kick, and you feeling like you want to sit in front of the screen and be like and thank your people for the donations, yeah, there's this thing going on.
It also helps if you're a woman too with fun bags.
Of course, that's
Win, lady.
I mean, dudes are trying, but I don't think they're getting anywhere further. It's like the OnlyFans. Like, look at this. Like, this
Uh,
guy's trying it. But yeah, this is called TikTok.
Unless you're fucking Johnny Sins.
why does he look like a discount Lil Wayne?
He kind of does look like Lil Wayne on a budget.
Oh, I fucking know that guy.
Wow.
He got his shit.
Are you talking about the guy with the glasses, or?
No, the wannabe Little Wayne.
Oh gosh.
Oh, you actually know him?
Not really, but it's like I watched a YouTube short. He was
Oh.
basically like boarding up his door because he didn't want to get his food stolen.
Oh my god, that's some pack rat energy.
Wow.
Dude, man, some of these people are on a different tangent. I don't know.
There it is.
Yeah, to me, these people are the pure definition of being neurodiverse.
Okay.
They're just, I don't know. It's just hell. It's just like I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna say this without getting in trouble. But it's basically like difference between being an R word versus being autistic.
Wait, you saying artistic or autistic?
Autistic.
Oh, yeah, this one's definitely a.
This is the R word, not the hard R, the other R.
Yeah, no, not that one. We're not dropping that one today. We don't need to be canceled.
Yeah,
Gamer word or
the
We're not saying it. The word that cancels. And we're not talking about gamer because that
the
one.
other the other word for autism.
retarded.
Oh. Okay, no, never mind. You and I were thinking of two different things.
Yeah, I was thinking the other one.
I
No,
was
yeah.
I was thinking of one that ends with an R, not starts with an R.
Yeah, the one that starts with the R. Yeah. No, God no.
Oof.
No,
But yeah, both of those are cancel words. Yeah.
So the gamer word then.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say the gamer word. I was trying to say the retarded.
Well, shit, we said it now.
Yeah, we said no. We can't go back.
Anywho,
This train is chugging.
well, this train
anyways.
is. I think this train should board the station. Because all you guys
Yeah.
gotta probably go to bed and stuff like that. So, plugs. Let's do our plugs.
Alright.
I of course have my YouTube channel, my Twitter, and my Pixiv. Pleased. Dog Boy.
My usual stuff. You can.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I also am reopening my DeviantArt account because I'm trying to get into artist alleys.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah,
DeviantArt.
y'all go support
That
this dude.
place? Ew.
I might have to pop
Um,
over there then.
For me, just the usual. You can check out God's Last Mercy on Webtoons. Be sure to check out the remake version, unless you want to check out the original. Um, and then you can probably even, because if you want, check out my YouTube. I haven't posted in a while. My bad. I am working on a video, so hopefully it won't be too awful long. I'm just trying to find time in between work and working on the comic and some other family matters. But yeah,
Very cool.
Typically, and yeah, by Sunday starts, I probably already might have picked my game.
Your game?
Alright.
Your game?
For me to review.
Oh, yeah, you and your games.
Okay.
And what about you, Bandy? What do you need to plug in?
So I don't have anything really to plug in right now. I am working on some stuff, but sadly none of it is actually at a point to where I could really disclose it at this time. But if you guys want to find me, you can find me on Discord. The name that you see on the stream is the one you can find me at on Discord. And yeah, I don't think there is anything else I really got right now that I can actually plug in other than that.
Yep.
So if
You
you
don't
want to
have-
hang out with us,
By
you
the
can
way,
always just swing by on there and say hi. I'll say hi back, and we can talk, whatnot.
yeah.
you don't have like a Twitter or Facebook or any of those?
No, I used to have an Instagram. I used to have an Instagram way back. I got rid of it back in late 2022. I just got tired of all the political nonsense. It used to be, such a great social platform, but then
Threads. Yeah, Threads.
Yeah.
it happens.
I heard Threads
So.
is not doing good anyway, so.
Yeah. No, not anymore. So I don't use it. Yeah, and then, throwing Snapchat in there, there's no point for that. I mean, can't really do a whole lot on Snapchat. So,
What inflation does to a motherfucker.
inflation sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't like to see Sonic get all big and fat. It's really weird to me.
No,
I know. That's the joke. That's the joke. All right, let's wrap this up.
yeah. Bye bye.
Alright.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Y'all
Take care.
take it easy.
And I'm gonna try to fall asleep, but I stuffed my face with a bunch of fucking sugar.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Well,
great.
good luck on that. I did guzzle down a Mountain Dew, so we'll see how I fare.
Yeah.
But have a good one, bubs.
All right.
Have a good
Later.
one. Well, next time.
Till next time.
Bye.